We're here with Kat today in the office of SYN, Myland, down South Road. We had a rally, a demonstration today regarding decriminalisation of sex work. What would you like to say?
I'd like to say that today, on June the 2nd, it is International Whores Day. It's a day that is celebrated and recognised throughout the world. Sex workers and supporters stand in solidarity together to call for rights and recognition for sex workers across the globe.
What are some of the, apart from the obvious, the things that the media beats up and the things that we see, what are some of the very real threats to sex workers currently in the industry?
The biggest threat to sex workers in South Australia is criminalisation. So the criminalisation of our industry creates so many barriers to accessing healthcare, accessing other support services, and mostly accessing the police in instances where crimes are committed against us. And that's not just in a professional context, but also in a personal context as well.
Yeah. And people are often scared to report crimes against them. The sex industry, as we know it, is illegal in South Australia. So indeed that would stop people reporting major crimes. What are some of the things that happen to people?
So very simply, it does stop sex workers reporting not just major crimes, Deb, but also minor crimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like everything across the board.
In your experience, how would decriminalisation of the industry make things easier for people working like yourself?
A relief, an absolute relief, knowing that we've got the safety in place to make sure we're okay, that I know that I can go out to work and that I'm going to be okay, that there's some sort of structure in place to make sure that I don't get hurt or, you know,
Yeah.
Criminalisation would benefit and support sex workers in so many ways, and it's been evidenced by Amnesty International, the World Health Organization, United Nations.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best practice legislative framework. So what decriminalisation would effectively do is remove the sex industry from the criminal code. So sex workers would be beholden to all of the same industrial legislation that any other industry would be, and we'd have all of the same rights and protections as well. And that's really all we're asking for at the end of the day, is for people to recognise that sex work is real work and that it's skilled labour.
And it has been since the beginning of time.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of people say that it is the world's oldest profession, and I don't know, perhaps it is, perhaps it isn't, but it's certainly a profession that should be an option for people in circumstances. We live in a capitalist society, unfortunately. We need money to survive. Who are we to take away that pathway of employment for sex workers? And if we are choosing to do sex work, for whatever reason we choose to do sex work, and there's a myriad of reasons, let's make sure that we can do it safely, yeah?